Late Night New England. From the top of the brew to the pesky pole, it's 30 minutes of wicked good TV. And we're so glad you're home. And now, here's your host, a man and a whole lot of baggage. It's Michael Pettit!
Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. Welcome to Late Night New England. I'm your host, Michael Pettit. It's Wicked Good TV. You're probably all relaxing down on Cape Cod and having a lobster roll and sunburned and put your sunscreen on and stay out of the water. I don't know if you know, but those big fish are swimming around and they're very, very hungry. Great white sharks. You know, I think great white sharks are kind of the Italians of the ocean. They don't look left, they don't look right. It's just, they just take a big bite. It's all business. I love Italians. I love all kinds of people. I love my Italians, but you really, because they're all about food. They're all about food and family, and those things mean a lot to me. Food and family, and I realize, Italians, they've taken over every holiday. All the things that we knew as traditions are gone. Like on Thanksgiving, you're supposed to have turkey and potatoes. Turkey and potatoes. I went to Thanksgiving in Providence, and there was no turkey. It was lasagna, the pepperoni, the fettuccine. I was like, this is what Pilgrim Vinny would have wanted when he got off the boat in Plymouth, wearing a powder blue sweatsuit. It's Late Night New England, folks. It's Wicked Good TV. Thank you, and thank you. This is a show that's all about variety, sketch, talents, artists, musicians, comedians, actors, pizza delivery. We love pizza delivery. Dogs, we like dogs. I have a dog. Do you have a dog? I have a dog. I do. I'm a doggy daddy, and running around today. We're all living busy lives, and my dog, his name is Big Murph. Big Murph. He's laying back, relaxing, living the Big Murph life on his Murphopedic. And I run over and I rubbed him on the head and I gave him a few kisses, and he just looked at me and said, "Go get him, funny boy. You got this. I'll be right back when you get here." Our dogs, we love our dogs. We love our pets. We take them to the dog park. It's like a social hour or a focus group. But dogs are very unique with the way that they, greet each other or meet each other. Most humans, you extend your hand and you shake a hand and say hello. Dogs, they lean right in and oh, I know you. I sniffed you before. That's where it all ends with the dogs. It's Late Night New England. We are so excited. We have a great program lined up for you tonight. Former Boston Bruin player and also ex-Olympian Mr. Dave Jensen is on the program. Dave Jensen. We also have the First Responders Heroes Cup is here tonight. We love our firemen and our police first responders. And we also have a very talented band, lots of fun, the Kings Busketeers, the Kings Busketeers, all here on the Late Night New England program. It's Wicked Good TV, and it's all about you. Welcome back to the program, folks. One of our big friends and supporters here at the program, you might have seen him play for the Bruins. He's a former Bruins player and also 1984 Olympian, heavily involved here in the community with DAJ hockey. It's our friend, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dave Jensen. David.
How are you, my friend?
You. Mr. Hockey.
That's Gordie Howe's Mr. Hockey.
That's Gordie Howe.
But I love the game.
You do love the game, and you're so active, and we'll get to that in a moment with the DAJ hockey. You're a New Englander.
I am.
You were born and raised.
In Needham, Massachusetts.
Needham, Massachusetts is in the house.
Not too far away, yeah.
And then you were in the Olympics.
I was. Before that, I went to Belmont Hill in high school, and I also Lawrence Academy. I transferred to Lawrence Academy my junior year. Graduated from there in 1984. During my junior year, I was selected in the first round by the Hartford Whalers, and then also made the Olympic team that summer, and ended up traveling for about 6 months during my senior year, which was great, and I was able to do my high school work on the road.
You think of junior year and senior year, that transition, it's awkward. You probably got some acne, and
I had plenty of that.
You're jet setting around part of the Olympics.
It was surreal. It was unbelievable. I was so fortunate to have that opportunity. Again, back then it was a 6-month schedule. We played about 70 games. We traveled to Europe back and forth a couple of times. Played about 50 games in the state, every NHL team, so it was an unbelievable experience. And I actually came home after the Olympics and played 2 high school hockey games to end the season, right after the Olympic Games. So that was kind of neat, it really was. And then had the opportunity to graduate high school and sign with Hartford and started my NHL career right out of high school at 18.
That's incredible, David. The Olympics, you were on a young line, and there's a fun name.
It was called the diaper line, which wasn't fun when you're in high school. Looking back, it's kind of funny now.
Sure.
I had the privilege and honor of playing with 2 amazing hockey players. One was Pat LaFontaine, who was an NHL Hall of Famer, and Eddie Olczyk, who now calls the games with Doc Emmerich. He was Pat was a center, I was a wing, and Eddie was a wing on that diaper line. Now we'd be the Depends line if we played today. But it was fun back then. We were a pretty high-powered line back then.
You went from the diaper line to you're not wearing Depends.
Yes.
Obviously, we love the Bruins. Congratulations to the Bruins. An amazing season.
Awesome.
And you are, when I say Mr. Hockey, this is all you do. You have a very popular, successful program, DAJ Hockey. And it's not just about playing hockey, which is wonderful. There's so much more that you instill in kids.
Yeah, we do. We talk about the principles and values of hockey. And I also have a nonprofit company that we work on anti-bullying programs with the middle schools around New England, and it's phenomenal to be able to go talk to the kids. We play street hockey events with them. So that's probably the best thing we could ever do, is trying to make a positive difference in kids' lives. That's what it's all about. The hockey's great.
Sure.
We love to teach them the skills and how to be a better hockey player, but it's the overall emphasis on being a good kid. And,
being a good kid, being a good teammate.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And how do people find out about DAJ Hockey?
Well, you can go on the website. It's pretty easy. It's dajhockey.com. It just happens to be my initials. I was David A. Jensen on the Olympic team because there was a David H. Jensen, believe it or not. There were 2 David Jensens on the '84 Olympic team. So that name is sort of carried on, and that's why I have to distinguish and carry the
Sure.
A. Yeah.
Well, you probably went with the DAJ Hockey because the diaperline.com domain
That was taken. Yeah. I couldn't get it.
was taken.
Yeah. It's easy to remember. I would have forgotten my old company, right?
It's unique with hockey is they're those big guys. They beat each other up, and you were a skilled position player.
Yeah.
But with those big guys, they beat each other up, and I'm gonna beat you up, and then later on, they go and everybody shakes hands.
Yeah. Well, there's an honor system there, and they respect each other. Back in my day, there was more fighting, and the fighters fought the fighters. It was sort of a code of honor, so to speak, and they protected guys like me. There was sort of a non-bullying aspect to that. That didn't mean out in the ice they'd hit you, and they'd hit you hard.
Sure.
And they'd try to intimidate you.
Let you know they're there.
Yeah, for sure. That was part of the game back then. But there was a respect, between players. Even the fighters, like you said, they'd fight each other, and oftentimes they'd shake hands or they'd have a beer after the game, or it was just part of the game, part of the business, really.
It's quite it's the same thing happens here at our show. Prior to the show, we're just, and then after we're all just sitting around.
Well, I'm going to leave right away then.
Eating pizza. Please stay for the pizza. DAJ Hockey. That is dajhockey.com.
Yeah.
You are making a difference in New England. You are all things New England. He is Mr. Hockey. And we certainly appreciate you coming on the program, David.
Pleasure.
Check him out.
Yeah.
A great story. Junior year gets drafted. Who says that? Nobody. You know, gets drafted junior year in high school, gets drafted by the Hartford Whalers, goes and plays the Olympics, and then he ends up on our show. So this is rock bottom. Actually, we appreciate you, Dave. Check him out, DAJhockey.com. It's our good friend, Mr. Dave Jensen. More Late Night New England coming up. Welcome back to Late Night New England. You know, we are all about artists and creativity, and this band has just so much fun. We're so fortunate to have them here tonight. You might have seen them playing across New England or possibly at a local Denny's. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Late Night New England, it's the Kings Musketeers.
It's 2:45 and my bandmates and me are parked just outside of a Denny's. The price of a meal we can just barely feel as we scrape out our pockets for pennies. My memory's blurred and I can't speak a word. Andy and Sam look forgiving. I must have passed out from the way they both shout, "Welcome back to the land of the living." In fits and in starts, I remember some parts of the trip, the concert, the party. Dude, we sold the hall out, so I had little doubt that our revels were many and hearty. A couple encores with some whiskey, of course. Then we ventured out in the gloaming. Sprawled out in the back, I just couldn't keep track of the night through which we were roaming. Oh, how the heck did I end up at Denny's? Oh, how the heck did I end up at Denny's? I dreamed that I saw Lovecrafty and Claw float past us just outside the window. I let out a yowl as I heard the thing growl, saying, "Boys, it's been good to know ya." The sight of them all made my flesh start to crawl. I swear I could see the thing breathing. Then its eyes opened wide, and in horror I cried, "On human souls it is feeding." Oh, how the heck did I end up at Denny's? Oh, how the heck did I end up at Denny's? The trees rake the sky where the dry leaves fly through the New England woodland and stubble. And weird sisters three, I imagine, must be out of brewing up toil and trouble. The wild hunt cries as it flies through the skies. The ancestors awake from their slumber, while fairies and things are out dancing in rings as through the wild woodland we rumble. Oh, how the heck did I end up at Denny's? Oh, how the heck did I end up at Denny's? I recalled in a flash where I'd stowed all the cash that the venue had paid us for playing. We took equal shares and then banished our cares with the food for which we had been praying. Oh, the coffee was hot and the bacon was crisp, the flapjack so warm and so tender. Well, the waitress just smiled. She's seen all this before. She said, "See you out on your next bender." To all entertainers of every kind, whose vagabond souls yearn for travel, get turned or get tight when you're in for the night, or your sanity just might unravel. Find a friend if you can, a motel if you must, or camp out like hippies and rennies. Then you won't have to cry with the other lost souls. How the heck did I end up at Denny's? Oh, how the heck did I end up at Denny's? Oh, how the heck did I end up at Denny's? Oh, how the heck did I end up at Denny's? Oh, how the heck did I end up at Denny's?
Ladies and gentlemen, the King's Musketeers.
Thank you.
That was amazing. I smell like bacon, and that is. Everybody at home is saying, "Hey, this is really good." And you know, tomorrow, and probably the next day, we're all going to be walking around singing, "Oh, I want to go to Denny." Gentlemen.
Well, we're not sponsored. That I can tell.
That's true.
That I can tell you.
Not yet.
No.
Your name, sir?
I'm Josh Gannon-Solomon from Providence.
I'm Sam Atwood of Alston.
Andy Preddy, Sagamore, Massachusetts.
No, you're from Cape Cod.
I'm from Cape Cod.
He's from Cape Cod. The King's Musketeers. What a fun name. And obviously, you're all about having a good time at a party.
We try. We really try.
Well, I think you've accomplished that.
Thank you.
Anybody in particular kind of hatched this song that we were privy to?
Well, I will take the blame. Actually, Andy had his part in it as well. He introduced me to "Back Home in Derry," a song that uses the same melody, and it was created by Bobby Sands, the great political prisoner from Ireland. And one night I was sitting around, and I went by my Facebook feed, and a friend of mine had posted a meme saying, "No one goes to Denny's, you just end up there." And so I started humming to myself instead of, "Oh, I wish I were back home in Derry. Oh, how the heck did I end up at Denny's?" And it just sort of went from there.
And I'm sure there's T-shirts and there's bumper stickers in the King's Musketeers future. What do people find out about you guys?
Oh, well, we've got a pretty hefty online presence. We have one EP that is 6 songs. It's mostly Irish tunes that we released last year. And then we have our YouTube channel, some other places. You can find links to everything on our website.
And it's the King's Musketeers. More Late Night New England coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Late Night program. I'm your host, Michael Pettit. Please, if you would, give us your full, undivided attention. We have a very special guest for the first responders. We love our firemen and our police. He is part of the Heroes Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Late Night program, Mr. Kevin Fry. Kevin Fry. How you doing, Kevin?
Nice to meet you. Hi, thank you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to be here.
The Heroes Cup. Tell us about the Heroes Cup, Kevin.
So the Heroes Cup started 3 years ago, and it's a first responder hockey tournament that brings in military, fire, police, and EMS. We have 100 teams that come to Marlborough, Massachusetts to play in the largest facility in North America, 8 hockey rinks. So
that's just north of us here.
Yes.
Right up 495.
Right up 495, 35 minutes.
And I've heard about the Heroes Cup, and you folks are doing amazing things with the Heroes Cup Foundation, which has just gotten so big.
Yes. So the idea of the hockey tournament was to bring together firemen, policemen, and military, but they raise money for their charities. So each team raises money for charities, and this year we raised over $400,000 for charities.
Fantastic. Now, do you play hockey? Because I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, underwear model.
Yeah. I have played a little bit of hockey.
Yeah.
I actually played this winter. I actually played in Heroes Cup this spring. Some of the teams that come out, some of their guys might have got hurt.
Sure.
Most of the guys that play are in their 20s. I'm 55.
The young guys.
You know, I'm not as fast as them, but it was fun to play with them. It was fun to play with a bunch of
And I'm sure
firemen.
it's a good time for everyone.
Yes.
What is the statistic of firemen, and unfortunately, what happens with them when they're retired?
So most firemen at some point in their career will get cancer, and it's probably about 80%, and then it does go down to about 40 or 50% once they retire. But then they're older, and it's a lot harder to deal with at the same time, and their benefits aren't as well either. So it's tough to see these guys make it through their whole career and then retire only to end up sick at the very end.
Sure, and we love all first responders, but the firemen, it's just something they always run in. Yeah. We run out.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
The Heroes Cup. Great name, great foundation. Started off as a hockey tournament. Then it's you have now a cruise.
We have a harbor cruise, and we have a golf tournament.
You have a golf tournament. That's how I found out about these guys. Marlboro Country Club, great golf course. It's a charitable golf tournament, and golf is always fun. You go out and you hack around, have some fun, a few high fives, and 3 or 4 days later you get poison ivy. How'd your golf game go? It was great. You play golf?
I do. I'll get out there and swing the clubs with everybody else.
Sure.
A lot of our first responders will be there, as well as business partners.
Sure. Do you wear a helmet?
I might have to this one.
It's the Heroes Cup, and I thank you so much. You brought a nice hat for us here, folks. It's the Heroes Cup, and how do people find out about it, Kevin?
If they just go online and look up Heroes Cup, you'll see our whole website about all our initiatives and everything we're doing for the foundation.
It's Kevin Fry here, joining us here on Late Night New England. Check them out at the Heroes Cup. We appreciate your time. Please come back.
Thank you, Michael.
More Late Night New England coming up. I'm just so happy and so giddy to bring our next guest out. You've seen his work on Nickelodeon, on WGBH. He's just that guy that doodles and animations and fun and stuff that brings those characters to life. Please welcome to the late night program, Mr. Alex Salzberg. Hello there.
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
You are what's going on.
Oh, all right.
This is the modern day Walt Disney. How's that?
A little much.
A little much.
A little too much pressure.
Nice to see you, Alex.
Nice to see you.
I'll get right to it. We met through Animatic Boston.
That's right.
Animatic Boston. That is your community for all types of animators. Is that true?
Yeah, it's a Boston animation community. We host monthly events where we get like a talented animator or sometimes voice actors to come talk to our students and professionals in the Boston area.
Alex, where are you from?
I grew up in Wayland, so right outside Boston. Yeah.
And at what age did you say, "My gosh, I you were just drawing"? What happened?
I always drew. I always wanted to do something with drawing. I originally wanted to be a newspaper cartoonist, so I wanted to be like the next Garfield or something. And then newspapers are gone, I think. So
yeah,
went into animation, and yeah, so pretty much since I was a little kid.
Yeah, and when did you realize? Okay, like we all had those projects in school. You excelled at it, and you probably won. You got a gold star or extra tater tots. There's an extra slice of square pizza.
Yeah, that stuff was good. My teachers always would see my doodles and stuff, and like I was kind of a suck up. I would like hand them. I would draw, be like, "Oh, I drew this for you," and I would always get a lot of praise for it. So I just kind of followed that.
Sure. Everybody's like, Alice could do it. Alice can do it.
Yeah, I got a lot of, will you draw something for me real quick, or draw a birthday card for my mom, or whatever. Yeah.
And it hatched, and you've been doing this for at least 10 years.
Yeah, in college I started taking on clients for like freelance animation. So and
beer.
Yeah, it was about enough money to buy cheap beer. I wasn't charging enough back then.
Sure. And you've been out, obviously, California, and you live here in New England, but you're working on a big project right now that's going to all the film festivals.
Yeah, so my co-director, Joe Andrade, and I just finished up a film last year called Class of '84. It's like a horror comedy. Was that your year?
It was a horror and a comedy. Class of '84.
Oh, man. Well, in this one, not to give away too many spoilers, but a lot of bad things happen to that class. Still accurate.
This show, you kids at home, learn a trade. So you have this project that you're doing, and you're working with.
So one of our stars is Jonathan Katz of Dr. Katz.
Sure, Comedy Central.
Yep. So he was great to work with. He plays kind of this older, shut-in kind of character who has a crush on the protagonist's mom.
And we're actually got privileged to watch a clip, Mr. Alex Salzberg featuring Dr. Katz.
The 80s were a different time. It was a more dangerous time.
Stevie Applebaum died in a motorcycle accident. Jimmy Levine got hit by a train. Mom, I've seen it all.
Your mother, why would you be asking? You know, you look a little familiar. It's odd.
Whoa!
Well, danger. Please. And it's hard. There are things a kid doesn't want to hear about his own mother. Here are 3 of them.
Good stuff.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, congratulations. How about that,
Thanks.
folks? Where is this film being shown?
We're going to do an online release. I'm sure we'll have some posts about that everywhere.
Of course.
So.
And where do people find out about that?
Pokegravy.com, or if you find me, just Google me. Find me on Instagram. I post everything.
And if you didn't hear that right, folks, pokegravy.com. How many people have just put their finger in gravy and you're not supposed to? And I'm sure that's where it came from.
Sure.
That's where it came from in my house. Don't touch that, it's hot. Alex, so talented, just a small town boy doodling in Wayland, and you're doing great things.
Yeah.
Mr. Alex Salzberg, that's amazing. And people go to pokegravy.com.
Pokegravy.com, you can see pretty much everything I do, or just Google me. I'm around. You can follow me wherever.
He's very Googleable. It's our big animated friend, Mr. Alex Salzberg. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks so much.
More Late Night New England coming up. That's a wrap on Late Night New England. Hope you enjoyed our little show. Special thanks to Dave Jensen from DAJ Hockey, the very talented Mr. Alex Salzberg, the Heroes Cup, Mr. Kevin Fry, and of course, the King's Musketeers. You know, it's Late Night New England, folks. I'm your host, Michael Pettit. It's Wicked Good TV.
This program was made possible by your Franklin friends and neighbors. Good folks just like you. Thanks for supporting Franklin TV. And thanks for watching.